victory!
A very good evening to you all and welcome to Charlton TV. Well, it was a cracker of a second half against Portsmouth on Saturday. Let's hope we can go one step further and get all 3 points tonight against Bolton. Lots coming up pre-match though. We will, of course, as ever, speak exclusively to Nigel Atkins. We'll chat to in-form winger Corey Blackett-Taylor. We'll speak with women's team captain Lauren Bruton ahead of the women's team's FA Cup quarter-final against Brighton tomorrow. And we also hear from Johnny Jackson and Ben Talbot, who'll be running in the London Marathon on Sunday. I do wonder if Alan Curbishley will be running also. Great to get back-to-back games out of Curbs, I have to say. Joining us both, in between us, I'll tell you what, we've got this man.
Trying to get behind the defence. He goes to Gary. What a save from Dean Kiely.
Talk after the match. How on earth did Dean Kiely get to that?
And he fails here. Dean Kiely. Ferdinand! Oh, what a save! And the keeper to attack it here. He does. What an important penalty. And Kiely has kept it out. Of super saves we've seen from both goalkeepers. Oh, that's the best of the bunch.
Gordon Banks-like, I have to say. Warm welcome to Dean Kiely. Dino, how are you?
Yeah, I'm really good, yeah. Curbs was just slagging the defending there on them clips there.
No, so. Les Ferdinand on his own twice. Like, where's Ruth?
Exactly.
You didn't say a word.
Exactly.
Keepers normally make the save and then go.
Yeah, I'm surprised you weren't slagging them off as well, so keepers do.
Just pleased to save it, so yeah. No, all good, thank you, yeah.
Good to see you, mate. Studio's changed a little bit, hasn't it?
Oh,
Since
quality, innit? Yeah, brilliant. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it justice. Yeah, what a great place to be with you two as well. So yeah, now looking forward to tonight.
You're under pressure tonight, mate. Of that, there's no doubt. No,
I've always underperformed, don't I?
And we thank, of course, DNEL for the studio. It is a great studio. How nice is it to be back at the Valley? Not quite sure how many fans will be in, but with fans in.
No, it's good. I come to the Portsmouth game on Saturday, and I thought the atmosphere was amazing. I came across on the train. It was lively on the train, and like the atmosphere building, and the stadium. It was good. It was class. I really enjoyed it. So it's always great to be in and around here. Obviously, so many memories for myself and whatever. So it's good. And then watching the current team play is it's interesting. Interesting times at the moment.
Very interesting indeed. That's one way of putting it. Positives in the second half Saturday. We were very good in the first half, Gillingham. We could do with the win tonight, though, couldn't we?
Well, we've got to be consistent, haven't we? And I have said on a few occasions that, consistent team selection will bring you consistent results. And Nigel ain't quite got there yet, and we understand the reasons. Perhaps he hasn't come out and said it too loudly, but obviously signing players a little bit late in the window, players that perhaps had no football, no pre-season. So he's having to mix and match, if you like. He's changing for the last 3 games, lots of changes. And I think at some stage he will have to come down and go, everyone's as fit as I think they can be. This is my team, or this is my formation. At the moment, he's still plugging away, I think, trying to find both his best 11 and his best formation.
Helps when you win as well, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, absolutely, and we need a win.
Yeah. Well, if you haven't already got your match pass, please do so now. Remember, it's not just international tonight. If you're in the UK and Ireland, you can get a streaming pass for just £10. Let's crack on now, shall we? Talking of Nigel, I spoke to him a little bit earlier. This is what he had to say. Nigel, thanks very much for joining us. Can you talk us through tonight's 11?
Yeah, looking forward to it. Got to make a few changes again, but Craig will be in goal. Back four, we'll have Adam Matthews, Sam Lavelle, who's doing really well since he's joined us. Akin Fenwick comes back in to partner him, and Ben Perrington comes back in as well in the left-back position. So there's the back four. Three in the middle of the pitch. Ben Watson will have the captain's armband on. Sean Clare, who scored a good goal, had a good second half, so he's going to start the game. Elliot Lee's just going to play off Josh Davidson, who again scored an equalising goal, a good goal. He's worked ever so hard. So delighted to put them two together. Then on either flank, we've got Corey Blackett-Taylor and we've got Jonathan Leacoe. So we've got a bit of pace out there, a bit of excitement, a bit of goals, hopefully, within the team. Should be a good game. They're going to be very expansive. Again, when we look about them going away to Ipswich, for example, and scoring 5. So potentially with the weather as well, I'm excited about our team. Potentially it could be a good game.
Yeah, I'm sure it'd be a really good game. I mean, you think about the first half of Gillingham, you think about the second half of Portsmouth. Do you feel the performances are coming now?
Well, listen, we'll get there. I mean, we'll get there eventually. We all won it yesterday. What we've got is a strong squad of players, which is important for us for where we want to get to. And players are now starting to get, I've got players who have now got 90 minutes of football underneath the belt, which helps, and we can just see we can keep reproducing that in a good manner. So obviously tonight's the most important game. We'll get ready for that one, and we're looking forward to it.
What pleased you most about Saturday's performance? Because the lads showed a lot of character amongst many other things.
Listen, I've been delighted with the attitude of the players, honest, hard-working professionals since the day of start. We talk about this pre-season. They're having a right good go. Now, things haven't gone our way just at this moment in time, but that'll turn because we keep working hard with it. And the players, as you just talked there about the Gillingham game, and we talked about the last game against Portsmouth, 2 challenging games. The players have showed they can play, and the players have shown that they've got a spirit to stick together, the resilience to work through some maybe difficult situations, to stay in the game. And then hopefully, we get that bit of fortune tonight where we come on the right end of the scoreline.
You mentioned Bolton, you mentioned they hit 5 against Ipswich at Portman Road. They've lost the last 2, but 2 very difficult games, of course. How big a threat are they in the bigger scheme of things for them in terms of what their aims are?
There's no easy games in this division. I think you look at it, you'll sit down and you look at all the teams. There's some teams with big history. There's some big football clubs in this division. Teams that have come up very, very competitive. Every game's competitive, and it's going to be like that all the way through the season. So they've come up, they're very expansive in how they play. They score goals, they can see goals early on. So can we go and score the first goal for a change and get after them, which will be important for us. But they're expansive, they've got nothing to worry about. They'll play with no fear because the expectation on them of having just been promoted is, great, we've got promoted, play carefree, and if we lose a couple of games, it's not a problem. One would imagine, but likewise, Bolton Wanderers in the Premier League not so long ago. They want to get back there, so their expectation will build as well.
Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
2 big clubs historically, but unfortunately in the 3rd tier of English football. So 5 changes then for Charlton tonight. You've got Akin Fenwick, Ben Perrington, Sean Clare, Corey Blackett-Taylor and Josh Davison up front. What are you thinking, Curbs? He's mentioned why, but again, it's 5 changes. You can understand it to a point.
It's the same reasons. He doesn't think that... For instance, Harry Arter plays half a game on Saturday because he's come in late, and Gilby, first game. So he's forever chopping and changing. I like to say to Dean, the keeper stayed constant, obviously, but he's got a different centre half pairing. He's got another left back tonight. Coming in for a game that he played a couple of weeks ago. So it's difficult. And if you imagine they've played Saturday, they've probably come in Sunday, the boys, and done a warm down and a light session. They've only had yesterday, really, to work on the formation, work on what they want against Bolton tonight. It's very difficult.
How difficult is it from a keeper's point of view?
As the goalkeeper will play and do his bits, no problem at all. The back four, I think, is a real concern in the fact that you like to build those relationships. You know how people play, you get a feel about it, and that's how you breed success. And that winning mentality is that you're all connected and locked in. I take the point, what the manager's saying in terms of getting people up to speed, but the counter argument will be, if you're a player, you say, well, if you want me super fit, I need to play and play and play and play and play. But if the results are not coming, it's a real difficult one because Monday to Friday, your audition as a player to get in the team is them training sessions. You've got to catch the eye. You've got to do something to get in that team also. It's not just going to be handed to you.
It's certainly not, indeed. Let's have a look at the league table, and it still doesn't look great reading, you have to say. We currently sit in 22nd, 6 points from 9 matches, just the 1 win this season. But the last 2 performances have been much better. It'd expending Ipswich down there with us too. And Dino, look, it's far from an ideal start, as we all know. We've drawn the last 2, which is hopefully a sign that we're starting to turn things around. I mean, how much do you feel that we could do with a win tonight? How much do we need a win?
Yeah, listen, that's not a great picture at all. And what I would say is, and it used to be sort of Curbs' mantra and us as players in the Premier League here, is back-to-back wins, putting runs together. So anyone can win a game in isolation. But then, you know, you win a game tonight, you take it in, I think, is it Fleetwood away on Saturday? You go there, you know, and you keep adding to the total. Then all of a sudden you've got a little bit of momentum and things are going your way. That's what you've got to try and build, you know. So forget those individuals, fitness and all that sort of thing. Get some momentum going and build it, and it's got to be quick.
I think it's a big week, no doubt. Let's have a look at the top half. Wigan lead the way on 19 points. They've won the last 5 league games on the bounce. Tonight's opponents, Bolton and 9th. We're 8 points, Curbs, off Wycombe and Rotherham in 6th and 5th. And while it is a game-by-game or back-to-back matches in the short term, that's the mark we need to keep our eye on all the time,
Absolutely.
isn't it?
And, you know, we're 3 wins away. And that means Wycombe and I suppose Accrington have got to lose 3 for us to win 3. So it's going to take, if we're going to do that, as Dino said, we've got to put 3 or 4 games together to get in there with a shout. And you know, I looked at Saturday, that was a home game, another home game tonight, away Saturday, then we've got another home game, I think. So,
well, it's Southampton and the Papa Johns, so
yeah,
I'm sure
and then I
it'll
think,
change things.
yeah, wasn't it Rotherham, I think?
Yeah, and then Rotherham, yeah.
And, I mean, we're not sure if that's on, but, you know, I think that there was an opportunity to put a run together. OK, we've had 2 draws. Win tonight, get something at Fleetwood, and then, you know, you can start thinking we've been unbeaten for 4 games. But it's tonight. I mean, when we first started doing this show, Scott, you know, Lee Bowyer was in charge, and it was, oh, we've got to win tonight. We've got to win tonight because we was trying to get in the playoffs. And there's a different reason why we've got to win tonight, and there's a lot of pressure coming down. I don't think there's going to be a big crowd here tonight, not because the fans don't want to be here, but we've got this petrol situation, which is, you know, causing all sorts of problems. So they're going to have to.
Your chauffeur made it though.
Yeah, but they're going to have to make their own. They're going to have to make their own atmosphere, and it's difficult, you know, because they're going to hear the shouts from the crowd if it ain't going so well. So the players have got to be really, you know, focused tonight and getting off to a good start and getting what crowd there is here behind us.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a very different atmosphere in terms of numbers anyway, but you can understand why. OK, a full programme in League One this evening. All 24 sides are playing. At the bottom there, although they're not at the bottom, of course, leaders Wigan welcome 11th place Sheffield Wednesday to the DW. 2nd place Sunderland host Cheltenham at the Stadium of Light. Our opponents for Saturday, Fleetwood, face a difficult trip to 3rd place MK Dons, who have won 4 of the last 5. Ipswich hoping to get their first home win of the season against bottom place Donny. And look, Dino, we ask everyone this. We'll stop at some point, I promise. But who do you fancy to be up there come the end of the season? Because the table is starting to take shape, but there's still about 10, 12 teams that maybe even more can realistically think to get in the top 6.
I think people talk about the Championship being, you know, so competitive and this, that and the other. But this League One now, the last couple of 3 years, with the size and stature of clubs that find themselves in a real tough position, it's so difficult. The pressure is right on them because they can all give you a case for why they shouldn't be here, but they are, and they've got to work to get out of it. And Charlton is in that bracket. But for me, I mean, I work with Rob Kelly, who's assistant manager at Wigan, and he's probably what we were talking about Charlton. They've got a good feeling. They feels like they've got a togetherness, and they're on this run. And you said they're 5 wins out of 5, and they're just cracking on with it. That's the feeling that Charlton have got to try and get, and it's difficult. It doesn't just happen. You know, there's not a switch you can, you know, switch on, but they seem to have got it, so they're in ascendancy and they're doing really well at the moment.
But it's amazing what one win can do. OK, club news now, and as ever we'll start with home ticket news. Tickets for our next 3 home matches against Rotherham, Southampton under-21s in the Papa Johns Trophy and Accrington Stanley are now on sale. Adult tickets for the league fixtures start at just £18 and tickets for the Papa Johns game are priced at just £10. Fans should also be aware, you alluded to it, Curbs, that the Rotherham fixture falls on the weekend of the next international break, so it may be subject to postponement. OK, women's team news next, and Karen Hills' Addicts made it back-to-back home wins by beating Blackburn in the FA Women's Championship on Sunday. Ella Rutherford opened the scoring with a cross-come shot. We'll give her the benefit of the doubt. Already a 3rd of the season, so she's having a great season. And the points are wrapped up with a debut strike from Emma Follis late on. That win moves them on to 6 points, sets them up perfectly for their FA Cup quarter-final against Brighton tomorrow night, We wish Karen and the team best of luck. I will be speaking to women's team captain Lauren Bruton in a few minutes' time. OK, streaming news now, and a reminder that you can watch tonight's game live on Charlton TV anywhere in the world. That, of course, includes UK and Ireland. So if you're not at the Valley, there's no excuse not to watch. You can purchase your match pass on cafc.co.uk for just a tenner. We're looking ahead to Saturday when we travel to Fleetwood. International fans can purchase a live streaming pass for that game now. Saturday's game is only available to live stream outside of the UK and Ireland as per EFL broadcasting rules, but all fans can watch our pre-show live on social media. OK, well, Charlton under-17s have been invited to compete in a Premier League Category 1 Academy tournament, which starts tonight. And the Academy manager, Steve Avery, explains more.
It gives us a chance to pit our skills against the Category 1 academies that we don't play in the league. We're in a group with Tottenham, Arsenal and Fulham initially. We want to be competing week in, week out against the very best within the south of England, as you would do in the league, but also at national level as well. And currently our under-16s, under-18s and under-23s, you know, they don't do that. We compete in the Category 2 league, which is also a good league. You know, we've been very successful in that at 18s and 23s over the years. But you know, my ambition, the staff's ambition here, and where I feel the players want to be, is playing, you know, at the very top of elite youth development football in the country.
And we wish the under-17s the very best of luck. Finally, I'd encourage everyone, if you're not already, I know Curbs is, to follow the club's TikTok account. A host of exclusive and regular content will soon be hitting the channel, and you can follow it by searching at CAFC Official in the TikTok app. Right, as I mentioned a little bit earlier, let's go pitch side, shall we, to speak to the women's team captain, Lauren Bruton, who's with Charlotte Richardson.
Thanks, Scott. Lauren, it is such an exciting time to be a part of Charlton Women's Football Club, and you were made the captain of the first professional team here. What did that feel like, and what was the moment like when you were told?
Do you know what? I was a bit surprised, to be honest. Obviously, I've only just come in, as of a lot of the girls, but obviously it's an honour to be the first professional captain of Charlton. It's a massive club. I know the Charlton women have had a big history from when I was younger, watching them when they were in the top division. So to be the first captain of the professional team is brilliant. I just hope I do a good job, to be honest.
Oh, I'm sure you will. And what have you made of the girls' start so far to the campaign?
No, they've been brilliant. Obviously, we were disappointed with the Durham away loss. But we bounced back really well this Sunday against Blackburn, 2-0. But obviously, we could have probably scored a couple more, which, looking back, we probably want to improve on for the next couple of games. But no, it's a great start, and obviously our home form obviously has been really good so far. So hopefully that continues.
Yeah, you mentioned there back-to-back wins at the Oakwood. How important is it going to be to make the Oakwood a fortress this season? I
think it is, just because I think, obviously, half your games are there, our fans are there, which again, it's brilliant to have the fans back in the stadiums. Obviously, everyone feels the same, but just to make sure that we feel like we're at home at the stadium, and we do already. To be fair, I know, like I've just said, like there's a lot of new girls at this club, but we already feel at home at the VCD. And yeah, hopefully that continues. Yeah, you can see it in the confidence, and from that victory on Sunday, the fixtures are coming thick and fast. An FA Cup game tomorrow, quarter-final against Brighton, who are doing very, very well in the league above. What's the mood in the camp like ahead of that game? Do you know what? Everyone's excited. I think everyone will know that we're the underdogs. Out of the teams that are left in it, we are the lowest ranked team. But you know what? We don't mind that. We've got no pressure on ourselves, and we're going into the game full of confidence from the Sunday's win. Yeah, and it's going to be really exciting, and hopefully we can cause an upset. Well, let's hope so. Best of luck for tomorrow's game, and thank you for joining us on Charlton TV. Thank you for having me. Back to you, Scott.
Thanks, Charlotte. Great stuff, and great to hear from Lauren there too. Unfortunately, FA rules mean that we cannot live stream the game on Charlton TV, but supporters will be able to watch the women's team's FA Cup tie against Brighton on the FA Player for free tomorrow night. Kick-off is at 7, and we, of course, wish them all the very best of luck. OK, now this weekend is going to be a very busy one for assistant manager Johnny Jackson and also sports scientist Ben Talbot, less than 24 hours After going up and back to Fleetwood Town on Saturday, they're going to be running in the marathon in aid of charity, Children with Cancer. All the very best to them, and here with the duo explaining more.
Having kids myself, Ben's not quite walked that plank yet, but having kids myself obviously is something close to your heart, and anything that affects young children is obviously going to be something that if you can help that you'd love to. So we signed up to do that April 2020, and then because of the pandemic that got curtailed. In effect, haven't run it yet for Children with Cancer UK. We'd done the virtual marathon this time last year, but we felt like we signed up to do London, so you know we haven't quite fulfilled it yet for Children with Cancer, so we was keen to do it again.
Now it's the third one we're on. We kind of know the training process. We've both followed a 16-week programme that we went through the first time, so we kind of knew what we were going to do. And this time round, touch wood, like both our training's gone really well. Like we've been running 5 times a week. We've been doing our long runs together on the weekends. We're up to 22 miles last week, 20 miles just gone, and this weekend we're going to do another 18 miles. So Jacko normally plans the routes for us, so when we've got to do a long run, he normally finds the route. But in terms of the actual programme, the first time we've done the marathon, I've done quite a bit of research on the type of runs we should be doing. So every week we do like a few shorter runs, a bit more intense, and then we do a longer, slower run. But yeah, no, it's been good.
Oh, the plan that he's put together is spot on. It's tough though. It's really tough, and it's
the commitment, isn't it?
It's the commitment. It's really time consuming, especially as you get further down the line. So Ben's talking about the long runs there. If you're doing a 22 miler, you're out there for over 3 hours, and it's when do you squeeze that in? So we've been doing a lot of our long runs together on a Saturday morning before the games. So obviously, you have to set off pretty early. Just because you're going to be out there for so long, you need to be back and prepare for the game as well. So, I mean, it's a godsend having a training partner. Like we often talk about, if you had to do it on your own, how tough it would be. Like obviously, we've had to do the odd runs here and there on our own, but generally speaking, we've done all the long runs together, barring a couple, and the ones that you have done alone have been a lot tougher.
Yeah, recently I've started carrying a backpack with a little speaker in it, so we've got a bit of music playing for both of us to listen to. We've got a few drinks in there and stuff. So.
And just conversation as well, someone to talk to when, like you say, you hit tough little spots in them long runs where you need your mate to pull it through. Well, I need him anyway, you don't really need me.
Telling you to give up and just what are you doing, like stop running now, but then the other one's like, nah, we do it, so
yeah,
that is good. We've set up the funding page. I think Jacko's got the link on his Twitter profile. I've got it on mine, but I think hopefully the club can post that out as well. Then we have got a giving page. So yeah, it'd be great if they could go on that.
We will be auctioning off a couple of bits of Charlton memorabilia as well. So keep your eyes posted on my Twitter and Ben's Twitter, and hopefully the club can help with that as well with their social media platforms. People have been so generous, because at the end of the day, as much money that we can make for that charity is going to be going to a fantastic cause. Another single. Well, I've got a couple up my sleeve that I didn't release, but I don't know, maybe something to think about if we could get to another.
Special, maybe,
I did say to myself once I went back to work, I had to stop with the singing, because I didn't want to be known as the singing coach, you see. I want to be known as the coach who sings, maybe, but maybe we could put another little benchmark on it, and if we got to a certain...
raised over 7,000 at the moment.
And then I'd release the, the notoriously difficult second album.
Good luck indeed to the guys. Always difficult, that second album. Multi-talented Jacko he is. Must be knackered on the Saturday come kick-off if they're running in the morning. Fancy that, you and Brownie?
No. I'm quite interested in the sports science, actually doing what he's been preaching, because the players would look at that and go, well, you tell us to do this and tell us that, and now you're doing it, so that's good.
No, absolutely.
Nick Davies was our guy. I never really see him run anywhere.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I worked with Nick as well. Yeah,
did he used to go out running?
Not so much.
Do as I say, not as I do.
That's what I'm saying. At least Ben's out there doing a bit.
But your boy did it as well, didn't he?
My boy's run a couple of marathons. Yeah, my Michael. Yeah, does the training. I mean, it's a fantastic achievement, isn't it?
Absolutely.
To run that distance, and as Jacko said, you go through some bad times. But I think with the London Marathon, if the crowds are out, they give everybody a lift, don't they?
Definitely. Okay, we'd also like to wish a Charlton fan, Ben Linden, the best of luck as well, who'll be running also on Sunday for Charlton Athletic Community Trust.
Motivation is how much work the trust does in the community. I think as Charlton fans, we're all quite aware of the work they do anyway, but the pandemic has kind of highlighted just how vital the trust is to the community. So yeah, I wanted to give back a little bit, I suppose. You can't quite replicate the feeling of like what your legs feel like after 3 hours of running. Yeah, it's a completely different level of kind of pain. My first 90-minute run, I like braved Trafalgar Road, and I had to run past the valley.
How inspiring is that, running past the valley? Can't be better. Listen, both Bens and of course Jacko, we wish you all the very best. And if you're not going to be there and you're watching on the box, try and see if you can find them as they're running. Good luck though, great causes. Dino, right, you ready? We've done your memory lane. We'll do your coaching career now.
Okay.
Did you always want to get into coaching after break?
No, I didn't. For a long time I was saying about, nah, I'm done, I'll go and do something else. But it was Tony Mowbray. I was in my late 30s at West Brom, and Joe Corrigan was retiring, and he said to me, I'm putting you forward to do the job. Tony Mowbray is more than happy for you to do it. I went to see Tony Mowbray. I said, I'm not sure if I want to do it. And he went, you don't realise, but you're coaching every day. Because as a senior player, you're always imparting knowledge, and as a goalie, you're always trying to help and this, that and the other. So I just went along with it, and here we are. So 500 and odd games in, I'm yeah, just cracking on really. Kicking balls at goalies, that's what I call it. So.
You could work for a living, couldn't you?
Yeah, there is that.
Things could be worse. Guys, what was he like in the dressing room? Did you ever envisage him becoming a coach?
Well, I think it's in the technique, what he's talking about in the coaching, but I think Dean inspired the team by his performances. I don't think he was one that would be, as I said, he wasn't ranting and raving at the back four, but he could give it out when he needed to. But his performances said enough, you know. And you know, if he made a mistake, then that was a rare one, and we all, you know, just got on with it. But you know, I think as you go through your career as a player, you pick up things off of the coaches that you've had and the goalkeeping coaches that Dean's had. Yeah, and then you give it a go, and I bet he loves it. I bet you love it now. You know, it's because
absolutely,
and the pressure's off a little bit, if you know what I mean. And you know, he can go out and he can be the goalkeeper's friend. He can also be their, you know, their worst critic, and everyone gets on with that.
Did you pick up tips from your previous managers? Did you pick up?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And it's only way down the line that it. I think I said before, previously, is I'd be rooming with Chris Powell and we'd be going, oh, Curbs, he's got it good, isn't he? Because what a group of players we are. We're low maintenance, we get the job done. He tells us what to do and we go and do it. And it's only now.
Batter him now.
But it's only now that you go, well, he put them all together. He recruited them all. He galvanised them. He gelled them together, and that was what was appeared. Monday to Friday on training ground and Saturday in a game. And yeah, there's me thinking, God, you know, he's just put it, but he's put them together.
It's interesting. I just talked to Keith Peacock earlier, and you know, Brandy come in, we're having a little bit of laugh, and all the players that are coming in, you know, different perhaps teams, but they all get on with each other, you know. And I've said often enough on this programme that, you know, you look at players and you're talking about bringing them in, and you have the sports science, the technology side of it, but where's the button that tells you they're really good lads? You know, they can have all the talent in the world, but if they ain't good uns, and you know, that was the major thing that we set about trying to find out: are they good lads? We know they can play, but are they good lads? And that is the key to it.
The sports science is important, but it's a part of it, isn't it?
Yeah, and I'm
Simple
talking
as
about like the recruitment side of it. You know, does he keep possession? Is he good in the air? Is he this? Is he that? But is he a good lad?
When you have to 2-0 down, will he?
Yeah, and you have to find out what he's like. You know, what he's like off the field. Find out what he's like in the dressing room. More importantly. And you know, to do that, you have to go and do. You have to ask questions.
Okay, let's have a look at a drill you put on. I think you were in Norwich at the time that went viral on social media.
Oh yeah, I'm in the black and yellow. Still got unbelievable reactions at 40 odd.
Absolutely. I mean, did you come up with this? How did you come up with it?
No, I did. Yeah. So there's a game, like an American collegiate game, and it's a little tennis ball thing and a flimsy net, but then just adapted it with one of them trampolines and a mini football. But it's an amazing warm-up in terms of getting keepers flying around.
Actually, a couple of saves they've just shown.
Yeah, no, correct.
Were very similar.
It's exactly that.
Yeah.
And you won the point as well.
I did, yeah.
Brilliant.
That's right, yeah.
You're coaching with Ireland now as well.
Yeah,
How much are you enjoying that?
It's fantastic. It's brilliant because obviously I played 11 times for Ireland, and you know, I was it's an amazing honour, but quite frustrating because I was here at the time for the majority of that, and you're a Premier League goalie, then you rock up for Ireland, and you know Shay Given played, and Shay Given was an amazing goalie, great guy, and I get 11 caps, and I think maybe could have had 20, 25, so bit of a frustration. But to get back in as a coach, working, I was here. That's why I was here Saturday. Gavin Bazunu, who's at Portsmouth, is one of the Irish lads, great goalie. Come see him. Queven Kelleher up at Liverpool. So for me to be working with them goalkeepers is great for me. Puts me in another environment. You get to work with a different group of people, and yeah, it's fantastic. I mean, we play Leicester on Sunday, and then we go to Azerbaijan and we play Qatar. So again, you know, kicking balls at goalies, but you know, with a different kit on. It's brilliant. It's quality.
Absolutely brilliant. And do you want to go into management?
I don't know. Do you know? I think I sort of missed the boat. I think is that it was something that I wanted to do, and I'll be honest. The odd time when it's come across me, and I thought maybe I've always been in a real good job, and one that I have an impact and an input in, and I thought I'm not sure about going out and giving it a go. So I don't know.
I think the interesting thing for goalkeepers, they are a unique bunch, and whoever's looking after them has got to understand them and then try and let the manager know, look, they're not all mad. You know?
Most are, but
but this is the way they are,
yeah.
And he's got this little...
But you have to be a certain character to be a goalie. It's the most loneliest, most under pressure position on the pitch.
You make a mistake.
Yeah, I think that. I mean, the best one for that. So Ben Foster, I signed him at West Brom, and whether he's man of the match, he shrugged his shoulders, and if he let a real soft goal in, he shrugged it off and cracked on to the next one. And it's not caring. It's just having that thick skin, you know.
You talk about like sort of tennis players and golfers. They're on their own, and I think goalkeepers are in the same respect.
Yeah, very much in a team sport. Do you know? Great to have you alongside us. Hopefully, you'll bring us 3 points.
I hope so. I did last time. I think 5-0 against Plymouth it was or something last time.
It was.
So.
We'll take that all day long. Look, let's move on, shall we? A bit more present day. In fact, let's take it back to Saturday as well in terms of the Pompey game. Good to see that you were here as well, so you can tell us your thoughts. But Curbs, look, we weren't great in the first half, but much better in the second.
We was, and Nigel changed it and made some substitutions and all the subs. But this has happened too often, Scott. People are allowed to shoot, and as Dino would say, look, the keeper's having. It happens too often. The opposition are picking balls up 20 yards out and having time to pick their spot. But, you know, we come back twice, and I must admit, if there was a little bit longer in the game, we might have gone on and won it. But, you know, I think the fear factor's gone out of here a little bit, and certainly in the first half, where, you know, Charlton overran us in the first half, yeah. Portsmouth did to a certain extent. And, you know, we've got to get that fear factor back. Because you've got to win more points at home than you do away from home.
Yeah, and this is a big moment.
That miss there changed the complexion. It made the half-time team talk, I think, better for Nigel Adkins.
Big moment. What did you think overall of us?
Yeah, I thought exactly that. First half, it seemed disconnected. There was big distances between the teams. It was not really compact. There wasn't a cohesive unit. Second half, I think they had to have a go. Scoring early in the second half really helped as well. So, it was a game of 2 hours. I know it's a cliche, but you know, that's a great start to the second half. And then you think you've got a chance, but you've got to convert. I agree with Curbs. Another 5 minutes, it looked that way, and good to see Blackett-Taylor playing tonight, because I think pace at any level hurts the teams. You know, so
absolutely. I mean, you think about the game, and in terms of chances as well. I mean, we weren't creating chances before the last 2 games, Curbs. Yes, of course, we conceded chances as well and could have conceded more goals. But the fact that we created so many chances gives us a big positive.
I think the second half, like the pace, this stunned them. When he's picked this up, Corey Blackett, and gone past the fullback like that, I thought it stunned them. Yeah. And I thought, oh, we've got a bit of a problem here. We've actually got a couple of players that want to run behind us and at us. Whereas before that, the ball was going backwards in the square.
The subs made a difference, didn't they?
Yeah, made a difference. We've said that. I think Nigel's been talking about the strength of the squad. You know, we think he's got 2 teams to pick from. You know, so, and we looked at that bench on Saturday and thought, yeah, there's like we are tonight, looking at it going, well, there's game changers on there if we need them. And he needed them on Saturday, and they come up trumps.
Definitely. One of those subs was Corey Blackett-Taylor, who was superb, I have to say, and has been in recent weeks. And I caught up with him a little earlier. Corey, good to see you. Thanks for joining us. How much are you and the lads looking forward to tonight's game?
Yeah, we're all looking forward to it. I think the last two games we've had the better results and better performances, so we know that the win's coming. Everyone feels confident, and we just want to just get out there and prove it.
Yeah, it was a good first half against Gillingham, good second half against Portsmouth. Do you feel the performances are coming?
Yeah, they are. I think everyone can see that as well. Like we're talking along ourselves, and we know that we're starting to get things together, and we just feel like we're still a new group, and everyone's getting to know each other's best game and stuff like that. And once we start to click, I think the results will just turn our way.
You're certainly starting to click. I'm not sure I'd want to be coming up against you as a full-back, but how do you feel that you assess your own performances?
Yeah, I think it's kind of been difficult because I came towards the end of pre-season, so I was glad I just managed to get my match fitness together, and I'm starting to show what I can do, but I feel like there's still a lot more to come.
That sounds exciting for the Charlton fans. What's Nigel said to you about your displays, and how is he getting the best out of you?
I think he's just as soon as I've been here, he's always just told me just to be myself and just to express myself, and I think that kind of works with me. It just gives me the license to go and play and just attack and be direct, and I'm relishing it at the moment.
You certainly are, and the fans are certainly relishing watching you as well. How good does that feel that they're really behind you?
Yeah, it feels good, you know. I feel like the support here is very good. It's a big, massive club, so you can always hear them when I'm going out and to play, and when I get on the ball, I can hear them encouraging me to be direct and attack, and it always helps when you can feel that behind you.
Keep doing just that tonight. Thanks for joining us. Thank you.
Right, thank you.
Curbs, he is an exciting player, isn't he? He's been superb over the last few performances.
Yeah, and he's one of them players that has come in late and fitness levels, as we spoke about a lot. But as I said, you've played fullback, obviously, and if you've got a wide man that wants to run it and go past you with and without the ball, that's really difficult. And if you've got a wide man who just sets the ball back and keeps possession, it's a little bit more comfortable for you. And I like him and Lecco especially. Both of them want to go that way, which is a different proposition.
Dino, 2 assists in his last 2 appearances, and he was unplayable in the first half against Gillingham as well. How important is it that we get the ball to him quickly tonight with that positivity and pace?
That's exactly what I'd be doing. Pace is damaging at whatever level you play, and you just want the lad himself to know what he's got. I say to players that in the squads that I've been involved in, is work it out quickly. If you're stronger than someone, impose yourself physically. If you're quicker than someone, just keep exposing it. And yeah, you'll fail sometimes, whatever, but just keep opening up, because then what you do is you soften the opposition up. Yeah. And when that fullback, you know better than me, goes and sits in his shirt alongside him, just opens up a massive hole for somebody else. So that's what you've got to do. You've just got to pick apart the opposition. So having him on the pitch is big. And Lecco, I worked with Jonathan at West Brom. Real exciting prospect when he's a young kid, but you've got to go and deliver. Now it's senior football, and it's there's 3 points at stake and status and whatever. So let's crack on and start being effective.
I think the ball from Watson was the first time we turned them around. And as a back four, you're comfortable if it's all in front of you, but he got turned around the fullback and he wasn't looking for it. He was uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And his first touch was terrific. And I think Davison realised, hold on, there's a chance, and he's made his run.
Yeah. Let's remind ourselves of tonight's team news, shall we? Starting with the Addicts. 5 changes Nigel Atkins has made. Akin Famewell, Ben Purrington, Sean Clare, Corey Blackett-Taylor and Josh Derrison. And Curbs, you were talking about the bench. There are match winners there, aren't there?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Conor Washington and Jaden Stockley, if you need them to come on, if we need a goal. And you've got experience in Guntner and Pearce, Ariata. Yeah. It's a strong squad. You've got people vying for other people's positions, which is what you need.
Absolutely.
I think you come to tonight. You know what? You're going. Let's get into Bolton. Let's go after them. Let's do this and let's do that. Hold on. We've gone 1 down. 50, you said it on at the weekend. We've gone 1 down 15 times in the last 27 games. And you've got to come back from that.
Yeah.
So it won't bother me too much if it's 0-0 by half time, because we've always been fighting.
Well, let's have a look at Bolton's team. 5 changes for us, 4 for them. They are 9th. They have lost the last 2, but that was against Rotherham and also Sunderland. They did put 5 past Ipswich at Portman Road. What type of team do you feel we're facing, Dino? A team that really would be happy with mid-table, or a team that is going for top 6 after promotion?
I think So I've been promoted out of every divisions really, and I think as you come, so I was at York or Bury or whatever, you come into League One, and then people think, well, you're just going to survive, and then you get a bit of momentum and you kick on and you bounce on and whatever. So if they find themselves in around mid-table, come around Christmas time, whatever, they'll be thinking, have a look round. I think little run, we're not too far away. So I think they'll be decent. I think the manager's got them in a good place, and obviously they're confident on the back of promotion. So it's got a tough nut to crack, and they have got some decent players.
Yeah, they play good football as well. Would that suit us better than a team that comes at us physically?
Yeah, I think Nigel's saying they're expansive and they enjoy the ball, etc. It'll be interesting how we set our stall out tonight. You know, are we going to really go and press them? We've done that and been played through, you know, and found it very difficult in the first 20 minutes of the first half. And we've been on the back foot in the last couple of games. So, you know, I wouldn't mind us being a little bit cagey tonight. You know, I know it sounds negative, but we are in a negative situation.
Whatever the right thing to do is.
We are in a negative situation. Instead of, don't want to be too negative, but hold on, let's see what we're up against. Let's not leave too many spaces. Let them break us down, and then see what they got, and then grow into the game, as opposed to being gun-ho, open up everywhere, and, oh bang, we've been hit again, and now we've got to fight back. Crowd are a bit flat, you know. So it does sound negative, but sometimes you have to park the bus and be a little bit negative and deny them the opportunities to go one up.
Okay, Jose.
Well, that's it.
No, but I mean that first goal is absolutely crucial. We seem to be conceding it so many times, and even if you have to sit in for 20-25 minutes.
There's a lot of people talk about shape and being expansive and all these sort of things. For me, it's pretty simple. If you're in a little tough position, this, that and the other, you sit into a mid-block, because this high press, however fashionable it is, you've just got to have players that want to do it and have an appetite to do it, because if you keep getting picked off doing it, it's going to be a problem. So sit in a mid-block and make your shape inside and more compact than Bolton's tonight. Sit in, pick off and see what you can counter, and just have a feel. I totally agree with Curbs. Just get a feel for how the game's going.
How do you feel it will go, Curbs?
I fancy us. I do, really. But I just like to go one up and let them really come on to us.
Please.
And then counter-attack, because I think we've got players that can counter-attack.
Yeah. OK. Is this the turning point of our season? We shall see. It is a big night tonight, but they all are big, of course, especially here at the Valley. Let's get to our commentary team of Terry Smith, Greg Stubley and Stevie Brown.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Alan. Thank you, team. And, welcome, everybody. Good evening to the Valley as Charlton take on Bolton Wanderers. Alongside me, Steve Brown. And Steve, the lad said in there, is this the kick-start to our season? And after the last couple of games where I suppose we played two excellent halves, or two decent halves in four, Nigel Eggins would be clearly looking for us to do 2 in 2 today.